Guys, it is time to finally start the MR2. It's been over 2 months since this thing was last started, and it's gonna sound really bad when it starts, so let's go ahead and pull this thing in. Camera's over there. First, I have to connect the battery. That. It's gonna be kind of a bad angle, but I need to start this thing, so. What the fuck, I actually drove it. Oh my god. It's been such a long time. Now we gotta remove the exhaust, so I don't want to put strain on the flex pipe down there, so I'm gonna remove the 3 bolts from the header to the cat, and then remove these 2 bolts from the muffler there. And also, a lot of you guys asked me which exhaust this is. It's a custom exhaust made by my friend Kung. You can follow him on Instagram. Put the Instagram right here. So it's basically a straight pipe, and then the resonator, and then little silencer thing, and then goes to the cat, and then the stock header. Sounds awesome, but I'm gonna go ahead and uninstall. The exhaust is off, and basically I'm really happy because I have a new header, and this header is in much better condition. Again, no pre-cats, and also the studs are in good shape, it looks like, except for this last one. But that's pretty normal with these headers. Over here on this one, as you can see, there's been quite the exhaust leak, except for that last bolt, because that's the only bolt that was holding it on. So, pretty happy overall. Alright, so I got the battery out, and now time to get the X-brace out. After that, we can actually start getting to work. And look, this whole back end right here is completely empty. Alright, so first I'm gonna want to remove, not even first. This is like the 10th step or something like that, but oh, something's bleeding up there. But I am going to remove this taillight, just both, might as well, right? And then I'm gonna start removing the OEM airbox. Not all the way, but just so I can move it out of the way. I'll probably move it all the way actually, just because it takes up a lot of room in this area. So I'm gonna go ahead and take off the taillight, remove the airbox, and let's do that. Alright, so what I did first was I removed this clamp over here and the clamp onto the throttle body right there. That loosened things up. There's no clamps here on this back side. Once you do that, it loosens up. Unplug your MAF sensor and another cable, and then remove your air filter. Mine's very messed up. And then over here, there's a 10mm and then another 10mm right there. Once you remove that, the whole casing will come out. Alright, so to remove the throttle cable, you remove the 2 10mm bolts off the back of the throttle body, and then for the cable itself, you open up the throttle all the way, and then you push the cable forward and it comes out. Alright, so I'm just getting the header off right here. It's 5 12 millimeter bolts. I'm getting the header completely off. There's just 2 bolts. Alright, so we got this rusty header off, finally. And then that's the super old gasket, what? Damn. Okay. Alright, so we got the coolant drained and the oil. So just look at all the chunks in there, just floating around. Also in there, but look at those metal chunks. That's not good. Look at that chunk right there. Look at these are big. I know. I'm gonna impact these 4 bolts up for the motor mount. Alright, draining the transmission fluid. There's a drain plug around the side of it. And then I loosened the motor mount back there and the motor mount back there, so we only have the 2 sides, and then we're gonna lift up the car really high and then alright, so this is where we are right now. I'm very tired. It's been a couple hours. Huge thanks to Mitch for helping me out. Basically just gotta remove the 2 motor mounts on the left and right, the axles, and then we're done.
Tomorrow.
First thing you want to do is remove the 17 right there for the end link. Then the 17 on the other side of this ball joint right here. Then there's 2 subframe bolts, both 17s, and then 1 ABS 12 millimeter bolt for the bracket for the ABS line. And after that, you should be able to remove the whole subframe. So remove the sway bar, just 2 14s where those bolts were. Then what you want to do is, now that the hubs are free to swing, you pull out the axle on one side. Pretty easy. I just use a rubber mallet to get it out. And then now we want to do is we want to put back the crash bar, since we're going to be lifting up the car from there. And then put a wooden dolly or something that can hold it up. And we're going to remove the side mounts after that. And then now we can reach the AC bolts, etc. So let's go ahead and do this. Okay, so the motor is now resting on the dolly. Now we can remove the 2 side mounts and we can start doing some work on it. Fuck yes, finally out. Guys, I'm finally done removing the engine. So I'm gonna take this time and detail the engine bay, because might as well. So I got everything kind of tucked away and cleaned the floor. But it's an extremely messy job. I already cleaned off my hand, that's what's left. These are the 2 engines side by side. It's not every day that you sit in your own engine bay. Alright, so I'm here editing this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I know this is a very boring view for most of my viewers, but it'll be really helpful for the people that are trying to do a swap in their MR2. So for you guys, I hope this helped. Let me know if you guys have any questions. The process is really hard and there weren't any videos on it really, so it was really hard for me to figure out the engine swap myself, but huge thanks to my help. Thank you to Mitch for helping me, and I hope you guys learned a lot from this. Next video will be the engine prep. I'm making this thing look beautiful, because might as well, right? And I'm going to detail the engine bay. And then the video after that will be installing the new engine and then hopefully driving it. Peace out and let your passion drive you.